Chapter 22. From a simple sadhu to an erudite master. Welcome back to the story of our beloved Muni Shri Ramvijayji Maharaj, a boy who was once just a curious child from Devan, a boy who became a monk, and now a monk who was becoming something truly extraordinary. From the very beginning, it was clear that Muni Ramvijayji was no ordinary sadhu, no ordinary monk. He surpassed everyone around him in every single way. He had one mission, one burning desire. He wanted to go deep, really deep, into the Jain Shastras. The Shastras are the sacred scriptures of the Jain faith. Ancient, profound, and full of wisdom that takes a lifetime to understand. But Muni Ramvijayji was not satisfied with just reading them. He wanted to absorb them, to live them, to understand every word written by the great Arihants, the enlightened ones, and then share that pure knowledge with the world. And he believed with all his heart, I have to speak only what is written in the Shastras, nothing more, nothing less. No personal additions, no outside beliefs mixed in. The Shastras are perfect. They have stood the test of time, like mighty waves in the ocean of eternity. Who are we to question them? This was his guiding principle, his lifelong oath. Now, let me take you into the daily life of this young monk. After his very first Chaturmas, his first rainy season stay at Sinnar, Muni Ramvijayji travelled to Khambat, and it was here that he met for the first time after his Diksha the most senior monk of the entire sect, Acharya Kamalsuriji Maharaj, a luminous, towering personality. Young Muni Ramvijayji's heart was filled with deep reverence the moment he saw him. And what did Muni Ramvijayji's day look like during this time? He would sleep at 9 in the evening, then just 3 hours later, he would wake up at midnight, not to eat, not to rest, but to study. For nearly 5 hours, through the quiet of the night, he would sit in meditation, in Swadhyay, deep self-study, reflecting on everything that he had learned, turning it over in his mind, letting it sink into his soul. Then, just before dawn, around 5 in the morning, he would take a short nap, barely an hour, just enough to refresh his body for the day ahead. And the day was spent reading, memorizing, and reflecting on the Shastras. Again, sleep a little, study a lot. This was the life of Muni Ramvijayji. Acharya Kamalsuriji noticed all of this. He watched this young monk, this barely 18-year-old boy, sitting completely still for hours, eyes fixed on the page, mind turned entirely inward. He was so impressed that he told Acharya Suriji Maharaj, this young sadhu is a jewel in our sect. Take good care of him. What a blessing. The most senior monk in the entire sangha, the entire community, calling this young boy a jewel. And then something remarkable happened. Acharya Kamalsuriji learnt that Muni Ramvijayji was memorizing a very precious book, Adhyatma Sar, meaning the core of spirituality, written by the great Yashovijayji Maharaj. He saw how deeply the young monk was lost in it, sitting for hours without moving an inch, eyes on the words, but mind deep within himself, examining his own thoughts, his own behavior, his own inner world. So Acharya Kamalsuriji did something bold and beautiful. He asked this 18-year-old monk, this young, small framed boy with a childlike face, to deliver sermons on Adhyatmasar to the Shravaks. Sermons, Vyakhyan. The Shravaks are the lay followers, ordinary people who come to listen and learn. Can you imagine, just 18 years old, a face full of innocence, and yet this young Muni stood up and spoke. And he spoke with such wisdom, such clarity, such depth that everyone was amazed. And if anyone ever dared to speak against the Shastras or disrespect the sacred texts, oh, Muni Shri Ramvijayji would not stay silent. It did not matter how powerful that person was. He would stand up and defend the truth fearlessly. He did not care for name, fame, or consequences. From day one, his guru's wishes were his own. Now, his guru, Muni Ramvijayji, and his grand guru, Acharya Kamalsuriji Maharaj, both of them took deep personal interest in shaping this brilliant student. One day, Muni Ramvijayji gave young Ramvijayji a challenge that would test his mind and his devotion to the very limit. He said, memorize the entire Anuyogdwara Sutra, all 2000 verses within 1 month. And just to make sure the young monk gave it everything, his guru added, with love and a touch of playfulness, if you do not succeed, I will not allow you to enjoy anything sweet. Ah, what a guru! Sacrificing sweets of all things for his Shishya's growth. Yes, you heard it right. The guru said that if Ramvijayji Maharaj did not succeed, he, the guru himself, will not enjoy anything sweet. Muni Ramvijayji was just 20 years old, and within only 20 days, not 1 month, but 20 days, he memorized all 2000 gathas, all 2000 verses, and it did not stop there. Muni Ramvijayji then lovingly sat with him and explained the full commentary on those verses, another 2000 shlokas worth of wisdom. This extraordinary feat showed the world that what was Muni Ramvijayji made of. His grasping power, his sharp mind, his iron determination, and above all, his unshakable devotion to his guru. The Anuyogdwara Sutra is considered the master key to all the agams, the most sacred scriptures in the Jain tradition, written by the direct disciples of Tirthankaras themselves. And now, this young monk held that key. But Muni Ramvijayji's hunger for knowledge did not stop at Jain scriptures. In Vikram Samvat 1972, that is the year 1916, guided by Pandit Bansidhar, he began a deep study of Vedic philosophy as well, the ancient Hindu philosophical traditions. Now, although he was just 20 years old, he studied on his own, disciplining himself rigorously until he felt truly thorough in both Jain and Vedic philosophy. One day, a Brahmin teacher got into a debate with him on a point of Vedic philosophy. Muni Ramvijayji immediately presented the Jain viewpoint in response. One argument led to another, and soon the teacher found himself losing the debate. The teacher lost his temper, and that was something Muni Ramvijayji found deeply unacceptable. He believed that learning must come from open minds. A closed, prejudiced mind has no place in true scholarship. So he stopped studying under that teacher and worked even harder, entirely on his own, until he became a complete expert on the depths and details of Vedic philosophy. Then came Pandit Badrinath Shukla, a brilliant scholar who had just completed his studies at Kashi, near Banaras. He was appointed to teach Muni Ramvijayji the 6 major schools of Indian philosophy. Badrinath Shukla, who would later become the dean of Banaras University, began teaching him Syadvad Kalplata, a very complex book comparing Buddhist, Jain, Vedic, atheist and yogic schools of thought. During this course, something memorable happened. At one point, Pandit Shukla could not understand a passage written by Jain authors. So he said casually, dismissively, "What nonsense has been written here?" Muni Ramvijayji could not bear the disrespect towards the sacred authors, Acharya Haribhadrasuri and Upadhyay Yashovijayji. He said calmly but firmly, "Panditji, pardon me, but if you cannot understand something, simply say so. Please do not use such language about our learned acharyas." And then he went on to explain that very passage clearly and brilliantly to the famous Pandit himself. Pandit Shukla was speechless. And when the Pandit suggested they continue the course, Muni Ramvijayji respectfully but firmly declined to study anything further from him. He was just 4 years into his monkhood, and he had the clarity, the courage and the conviction to do this. It was now well known in the entire sangha. Muni Ramvijayji had a rare inborn gift. He could take the most difficult topic, the deepest philosophy, the most complex shastra, and make it simple. So simple that anyone could understand it. His field of study was vast: philosophy, spirituality, yoga, biographies, histories, debates, poetries. He read it all with the same fire, the same passion for truth. And because of this deep knowledge built in his early years, Muni Ramvijayji went on to become a magnificent speaker, a great orator. He could understand any person, social, political, spiritual, at a single glance. He could see the heart of any problem and offer the right solution. He fearlessly held intellectual discussions with some of the greatest minds in his time, from Gandhiji to Rajchandra, from great scholars to famous philosophers, and he could understand every one of them, not to defeat them, but to engage with them honestly and truthfully. He always said, if your words are truly based on the Shastras, you never need to be afraid of anyone. Victory is not your personal achievement. It is the strength of the Shastras speaking through you. And because he never deviated from the Shastras, not even once, he never had to go back on his word. He never had to retreat. Many years later, his own guru, Muni Ramvijayji, said something beautiful about him. Ramvijayji's words are the Shastras. His discourses should be written in Sanskrit and preserved for all the generations to come. What greater tribute can a guru give to his shishya? What higher praise can exist in this world? From a boy who memorized 2000 verses in 20 days, to a monk who defended the sacred scriptures in front of the great scholars, to a sadhu whose very words were called the living Shastras. This was Muni Shri Ramvijayji Maharaj, our Tribhuvan, not just a simple sadhu anymore, a true erudite master. In our next chapter, this journey of knowledge and courage will take us even further. So stay with us, stay connected, and keep walking the path of light.